Hello, hello. Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to be having a conversation with a friend of mine, Adriano. E aí, Adriano, beleza? I was just kind of giving a little introduction. Here we go. See if this works. Trying for the first time. Show up or shut up.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
How's it going, man?
Good, good. How about you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
Yeah, we're here now.
We're here. What's that painting you got behind you?
It's yeah, Buddha.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's beautiful, man.
yeah. This is where I sit to do my morning meditation next to that great power right there.
Nice. I went to Vipassana last year.
Oh, wow, cool.
So, I practiced a little bit this morning, and from what I'm aware, it's a practice that was taught by Gautama, the Buddha. So it's really cool,
Nice. Beautiful
actually.
practice.
So, I wanted to first just give you like a little introduction, Adriano. Like, I think you can tell better like about what you do. I know, you're a personal coach,
Hmm.
right? Personal fitness trainer, but your approach is very unique. Like, at least from what I've seen, right? You try to you're like holistic, right? It's not just like, oh, let's just get big. It's, let's get functional, let's get strong from the core up, and from a mental aspect as well. So I wanted you to tell us more a little bit about how what do you do, what's your approach.
Yeah, so I'm a personal trainer and a life coach as well, and also a breath work instructor. So what I try to do is I try to do more than just the physical training, just like you said, So I train people to exercise, to become stronger, move better, become pain-free. But I also focus a lot on the food that you eat, your mindset, and your breathing as well, because everything is connected. So if you only take care of your physical body and you neglect your mind and your breathing and your food, okay, something is going to be off. You know what I mean? So it's all interconnected. So my approach is a more holistic like approach. So like nutrition, it's really important. Your sleep is really important. How much water you drink, it's really important. And the way how you breathe, most of us, we don't really focus on the breathing aspect because it's on autopilot, right? So pretty much since when you were born, your body is always breathing for you. You're sleeping, your body's, like, so it's something that we never pay attention. So we just breathe the bare minimum. And then
Mm.
once when you shift your focus to your breathing and then you oxygen more like your body, as we know, oxygen is life. We can go about 30 days with no food.
Mm.
You're not gonna die. You can go 5 to 7 days without water. You're gonna be fine. But if you go 5 minutes without breathing, you're dead you know? So once when you learn how to oxygen more like your body, every single cell is feeding off the oxygen. You're gonna feel better, you're gonna be healthier, and then to do the other things as eating healthy, sleeping better, drink
Mm-hmm.
more water, exercising, that's gonna be so much easier because your body now it's ready and it's not trying to detox and tired and just
Mm-hmm.
um, not feeling so well. So oxygen number one.
Yeah, it's like it's the first nutrition that our body needs,
Exactly. 100%.
right?
Hmm.
And I went surfing this morning, and I used to not really understand why I felt so much better every time I surfed. And I think a lot has to do with breathing,
Hmm.
because you're out there, you're kind of forced to breathe like you don't usually breathe, but which should be more of like, right, the normal way we breathe. And
Exactly.
then it just, it oxygenates your body, your cells, your mind, and you think clearer. Um, you just feel
100%.
better afterwards.
Yeah, and surfing, it's a beautiful thing because there's a lot of happening there. So you're breathing, you're
Mm-hmm.
exercising, right? You're already feeling good. And
Mm-hmm.
also, when you are inside of the water, you're grounding your whole body.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know if you heard much about grounding or earthing. When you walk
Sure.
barefoot on sand, dirt, grass, and then you charge like your body. There's a few
Mm-hmm.
studies like about that. But also, if you're inside of the water, you're also grounding. So you're grounding, you're breathing, and you're exercising. That's a perfect
Mm-hmm.
combination. So you
Right.
feel like amazing.
Right. It's like you're fully immersed into nature, which is your
100%.
nature, which is where our bodies come from.
100%. hmm
And I have this thing like I always think of the ocean like as it has its own vibration,
Yes.
and just by being near the ocean, that vibration is affecting you and it's calming you. It's because your vibration is becoming more attuned to the vibration of the ocean, which is a more harmonic vibration.
100%. 100%. Nature is very healing, and we need nature. Nature uh, charge us,
Totally.
charge us, and just like you said, the vibration is everything because at the end of the day, according to quantum physics,
Mm-hmm.
everything is vibrating, and they can measure that. You
Yeah.
know.
And so you talked about sleep and eating, and later I want to perhaps we can do a little exercise between me and you for
hmm
breathing, right?
Yes. Yes.
Uh, but I wanted to ask you like a little bit about because that kind of sparked a light in me, like about water and sleeping. Can you
Mhm.
just expand a little bit on that, on how much we should sleep or how much water we should take, or what's
Mhm.
the kind of
Yeah.
like a guide on
So,
that?
so with the sleeping, everybody's gonna be like a little bit different. Some
Mm-hmm.
people need only 4 hours and they feel great. Some people need six, some people need eight, some people need 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
So step number one is find out how much sleep you need, okay? Um, you know,
I like that.
the common thing is most people say sleep 8 hours, 8 hours.
Right.
If I sleep 8 hours, my back hurts and I get up tired.
Hmm.
If I sleep like between 6 and 7 hours, I'm like, I have so much energy. I feel great. I feel like amazing, you know?
Interesting.
So step number one, find out how much sleep you need, okay? And the quality of your sleep is going to be really like important, because when you're like sleeping, you're giving like a break to your organs. You're not really digesting food. That's why they say that you should not be eating right before going to bed,
Hmm.
like a couple hours before. So it's like a break that you give to your body, and your body basically is still active. Everything's still functioning like inside of
Right.
you. Your blood still pumping through your veins, your heart, your kidneys. Everything is working. Your brain's working. So this is when you recover. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so don't neglect like sleep. There's like a lot of people that they have this mentality, no sleep because I gotta hustle, I gotta get things done, I gotta do this, I gotta
Right.
do that, which is great.
Counterproductive.
Yeah, so which is great, but then if you look at it, if you're losing sleep, you're not able to recover, then you're tired, then
Mm-hmm.
your mind's tired, your physical body's tired, so it's harder for you to perform. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So make sure that you have a comfortable bed, like a good
Mm-hmm.
pillow. Okay, make sure that's not too cold, it's not too hot, just find the right temperature for you. Um, and make sure that you find out how many hours you need.
Mm.
Okay, some people need 10, some people need 7, some people need 4. Okay, with water, as we know, we are mostly water. We are
Mm.
75% water, and water it's really important for your cells. Also, it's gonna clear your system. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna rinse off, because we're gonna pee whatever it's not needed. Okay, so one good indicator for you to know how much water you should be drinking is the color of your pee.
Sure.
Okay. So if your pee is like clear, kind of no color, then you're good. You're well
Okay.
hydrated. Okay. And the darker like it is, the more water you need to drink. Okay.
Sure.
So some people say, oh, you gotta drink 2 gallons of water a day or this and that, you know.
Right.
Everybody's different. Everybody has a different height, different weight, different needs, different activities, right? So I would say watch the color of your pee,
Mm.
and then you know if you need more or if you need less.
It'll be probably funny for someone who just came in the chat. Like, look for the call of your feet.
Color of
What
pee.
are these guys talking about? You know? So man, yeah, I have a little bit here, but I've been noticing like even the past few days or the past few weeks, I felt a little agitated, and I started, you know, meditating more again. And
Hmm.
then I noticed like, wow, I think I need more water. You know, my
Hmm.
body kind of asking for it, you know, and in a subtle way, you know, just I just felt like I think water will do me well. A little bit more water will do me well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, for the water, you know, if you feel hungry, drink water first.
Mm.
Okay, because the signal that we get from our stomach to our brain is very similar from the signal that you get when you're hungry. It's very
Okay.
similar. So
Mm.
oftentimes we are thirsty, dehydrated, but we eat. You know what
I
I mean?
see.
So one good tip is if you feel hungry, drink a full glass of water first and wait
Mm-hmm.
about 10 minutes. If you're still hungry, then you go ahead and then eat. But most times you're not going to be hungry like anymore because we are
Mm.
mostly getting dehydrated.
Yeah. Um, Going back just to like circle off, you know, add a little bit about the sleeping factor. I've noticed because I think because of working out or just being very like active, surfing, at least for me, right? For me, I sometimes require like 9 hours sleep.
Hmm.
And if I sleep less, today I slept like 6 hours because I went surfing and I just, you know, but if it's a regular day, if I sleep like less than 7 or 8 hours, I feel like I can't think right. I feel, you know, like I haven't really regenerated my body.
Hmm.
And but you know, like as you said, like everybody's different and requires a different amount of rest and sleep. And I just to finish off, I heard an interview with LeBron James like last year or so. Really awesome interview, and he talks about how he sleeps like 10 hours a night to recover, and then he still takes naps like during the day. So he just
Hmm.
basically sleeps a lot, and that's why he's, you know, for his type, he's able to recover so well from injuries and from the game, you know, and all that.
Hmm. Yeah, you know, so if somebody like him, you know, he's training really hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For several hours like a day, he's just training, 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 training. So you have to sleep, you know. So just like you said, those days that you go surfing, you know, you expend a lot of energy surfing, which is great, you know, but they need more time to recover. So like depending on how much energy you spend like a day, some days you need more, some days you need less. It's not
Sure.
like, oh, I figure out that I only need six and I'm going to do six every single day. You know what I mean? You got to be like a little bit flexible, you know? If you went surfing and then later on you play soccer, you know, then you did something else, you're going to need more sleep, you know?
Yeah.
So just be flexible, you know, and always listen to your body because your body, it's always trying to talk to you, but we never listen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great observation, man. That's a great observation. Because you're right. Like, you know, sometimes yeah, it will vary. Was there something else in regards to everything you already talked? I'm trying to remember. But if it comes back, I'll ask you.
Okay.
Um, we talked about water. We talked about rest. We talked about breathing as the primordial source of energy, right?
Hmm.
And how about something that's so like prominent in your work that I want to ask you, and also every time I've met you, every time I've seen you, like we talked, I always feel like my game goes up. I learned
Thank you.
something new. You know what I'm saying? Like it inspires me to be better in every
Thank
sense.
you. I appreciate
Uh,
that.
the first time I met you is when I decided to get my own place because LA is so common to have roommates,
Right.
and it wasn't doing me well to my health, whatever. And after meeting you for the first time, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get my own. And having the conversation, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get my own place, and it's been one of my, one of the greatest choices I've done in the past few years, right? For my health, for my well-being in general. Um, but so another thing that's so prominent in your, in your work, in your conversations is mindset. So
Hmm.
perhaps we can, start from there and then
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. I mean, I love the mindset game, you know.
Yeah.
Mindset is everything. Okay. So you are the person who is going to spend the most time with you. It's you. Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody else is going to spend more time with you than you. Nobody else will listen to you more than you because we have this inner dialogue, right? Our mind's always thinking, we're always planning the future, thinking about the past, and all that stuff. One thing with the mindset that I noticed that's very common for most people, including myself, like sometimes, is that we have this negative inner talk. We
Yes.
are we are we are always playing the scenarios of things that can go wrong, right? I don't really know how we learn this, but it becomes like a habit. And then once one is a habit, it's really hard to break away from that, and it becomes normal. So the first thing with the mindset is you got to be aware what's in your mind,
Hmm.
okay? And what's in your mind is going to come from the people that you hang out with, the books that you read, the TV that you watch, the food that you eat. Okay, so
You
and the
absorb everything.
yes, and the environment that you are in, right? So obviously, if you're like in nature, this last weekend I was in Ojai on a
Nice.
private farm. There was like this beautiful lake, and
Sweet.
so it's really easy to be positive with a good mindset when you are in nature having a good time. But
Hmm.
the real challenge is when we are back to the city, back to routine, back to work, doing all those things. So the first thing is be aware what's in your mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Oftentimes we go through life like zombies. We get up in the morning, we do the same thing, we think about the same stuff, and we just keep going day after day. They say that we have like between 60 to 80,000 thoughts like a day, and
Hmm.
90% are negative.
Hmm.
That's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot. That's way too much. So one thing that I do is when I catch myself with a negative thought, I try to correct it
Okay.
right away. I'm like, no, 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 no. I do not want this. I want this instead, because your mindset is going to dictate the results that you get in life, the
Yes.
results that you get for yourself, and the results that you will give to other people as well, you know. So I'm very big on being like aware, okay,
Hmm.
and the information that you feed like your mind, that's also really important, okay. So with the books that you're reading, that's really important.
Hmm.
The TV that you watch. If you watch a
Or
lot, I
don't
don't know,
watch.
or like yeah,
Or
yeah,
just
or
don't
don't
watch.
watch. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's some good things that you can watch.
Absolutely. Yeah.
For instance, I watch a lot of science,
Sure.
quantum physics, quantum mechanics. Because the way how I perceive that, there's a very spiritual side with that. So I spend time watching things like that.
Sure.
But the people that you hang out with, it's huge, huge, huge,
Mm.
huge, huge. They say that um, the 5 people that you hang out with the most, those are the ones that's gonna shape you the way how
Sure.
you are, in the way how you think, in the way how you do things, you know. So I recommend that you really select the people that's gonna be like around you, because
Hmm.
that's gonna be like an exchange of like information, right? Are
Sure.
they really helping you on your path for growth, or are they just like wasting your time, holding you back, okay, inviting you to do things that's not really healthy, you know? So you got to make a decision for yourself. You know, some people, they're not ready yet, so they just want to fuck around, and that's okay. I did it
Hmm.
for many, many years. You know,
Yeah.
I was just fucking around, just doing the wrong thing, wrong people. I was having fun. It was great, right? But it's not sustainable long term. And then later on, there's a bunch of consequences. So you got to make a decision for yourself if you're ready to let the lifestyle go or not. You know, if you are, that's great. So become aware of what's in your mind, and repetitive thinking. So
Sure.
we
What
think
are the
about the same
patterns?
problems.
What are your
Yeah,
patterns?
yeah, exactly. So uh, be mindful what's in your mind. Be mindful of the people like around you. Okay. Be mindful of the books that you read, the TV that you watch, and the information that you get.
Yeah. I think the water went down the wrong hole.
Wrong
I got a
pipe.
little nervous. Wrong pipe.
Okay.
um, I just felt really like taking a sip. What it reminded me is that, yeah, someone even posted on here on the comments. You know, when I went to Vipassana last year, which was a very important event in my life. You know, a growth event. Um, One thing, when you come out of there, it's sort of like almost, even though it's so subtle in the big scheme of things, but you know, for where I was, coming in and coming out was almost like day and night.
Hmm.
And when I noticed one thing, when I came out, I was so much more aware of my thoughts. And my thoughts, I was able to single out my thoughts, you know, and basically just be more aware of my thoughts. And from there, as I continue practicing, I'm able to be aware first, as you said, and then be able to choose wisely, right? Because that's, you said, it's the whole thing, it's the whole practice, is being disciplined about your thoughts, about what you're gonna nurture in the garden of your mind, correct?
Hmm.
If that's what you said, right? That's what I
Yes,
sort of
absolutely.
understood.
Absolutely.
And that's why I think, you know, like my contribution, I just wanted to add, is that it's so important to meditate. One of the reasons why it's so important to meditate, I believe, is that you become more aware of what you're thinking.
Hmm.
It's a subtle thing, right? I think they asked Buddha, hey, what did you gain with meditation? He's like, I didn't gain anything, but I lost depression, I lost anxiety, you know,
Stress,
um,
yeah.
stress. I think, you know, the story goes something like that. So basically, I was able to, you know, and as I continue practicing, I'm able to be more aware of, you know, the thought patterns that I have. And from there, I'm able to, you know, actually voluntarily, you know, plant the seed I want instead of just letting the weeds grow wildly in my mind.
Yeah, I really like this like analogy that you gave about uh, that your mind is your garden. I love that
Yes.
analogy, you know. And just like you mentioned, planting seeds, you know, I'm really huge in planting seeds in my own mind and some other people's minds as well. Um, but that requires discipline, just like a real garden, right? You gotta go there and then you gotta take care of it. You gotta clean the weeds, you gotta fertilize the land, you gotta water the land, you gotta make sure that the plants are healthy. So you gotta have discipline in your own garden and select like the seeds that you're gonna plant because they will like sprout. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so your mind basically it's just like a garden, right? So whatever you plant is gonna grow. Your mind like doesn't care if you're planting seeds that are positive or negative. Your mind does not care. So if you're planting negative seeds, that's what you're gonna get. If you're
Yeah.
planting positive seeds, that's what you're gonna get, you know. But the discipline of working every single day, that's what's gonna matter the most.
Yeah. Sweet. That's, I think it all starts there. It all starts there. Um, yeah, what are some like so you said something about planting seeds in other people's minds. Would you be referring to perhaps your clients who train with you and you know you're attempting to put
Hmm.
positive thoughts in their mind and grow them in that way as well, besides the physical.
Yes, yes, I always give them some good insights for those who want to receive, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to give them some insights. And one example of planting seeds is that I teach them, like a really simple, easy breathing technique that they can do any time of the day, and I show them how to do it, and that's it, So the seed has been planted,
Mm.
and when they're ready, they're gonna start doing it, So some people do it, some people don't do it, some people start doing it later. They try one time, they're like, oh, I didn't really feel that much. Sometimes they try like, oh man, that was crazy. I want to do this every single day. That was so amazing. So I believe that if you plant seeds like on people, you gotta plant like a seed, but don't expect anything anytime
Yeah,
soon. You know,
absolutely.
it's just like a real seed, right? So
Yeah,
when you plant a real seed into the ground, it's dark, it's cold, it's wet. It's not a very nice place to be.
mm-hmm.
But when the time's right and the conditions are right, that seed is going to sprout. And each seed has its own time, just like each person has its own time. So
Absolutely.
sometimes we're like, I have been telling this person to do this is going to be good for them, but they don't listen, they're not going to blah, 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 blah. The best thing that you can do, plant the seed, give them the information. So now they have an option and they can choose when they're ready.
Absolutely. You just plant the seed.
Just plant the seed, that's it. And then
Yeah,
nature is going to do its thing on its own time.
absolutely, man. I think that's one of the greatest like laws of nature, of God. Um, I went through the Bhagavad Gita a couple of years ago, and like one of the things that really stuck to me was that it was like just the man. It teaches something. One of the verses basically says something like the man who plants the seeds, of right action, sort of like towards God, towards you know, towards the source, right? Let's say like a positive kind of action that will do well for you and for everyone else, and doesn't expect anything back, but leaves it in the hands of God. Look, I'm going to plant this seed, and then and I'll do what I can. I'll do my best, but the results I'm put in the hand of God. I only take care of doing the actions.
Hmm.
I allow it to happen. I just worry about doing what I got to do, planting the seeds. And it says something in regards to that person who acts in that way has peace, has like a godly, quality peace,
Hmm.
and so I think that's also another just great teaching
I love that.
that you
Yeah,
mentioned.
I love that. Absolutely. We got to do our part, and the creator, God, energy, whatever you call it, is also going to do its part. But it's not going to be on our time. It's going to be on its time.
Absolutely. It goes back to even my career because during my 20s as a DJ music producer, I would make a song and I would watch that song like, wait, how many people listen to it? Where is it gonna now make me get more gigs or make me famous? Is it gonna now, you know, I would like put so much energy into just watching and expecting, you know, from a new song, a new seed that I planted. And I think with, you know, maturity, understanding, I realized like, let's just put out work. Let's just create, you know, and even, you know, we're talking about mindset, but even in a career setting, I think it works, you know, in the same way. You build, you build, you build, but you allow kind of, you know, God to happen in its own time, you know, instead of you watching over the seed. Anyways,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We think that we have the power to dictate when the seed is going to sprout. It's not quite like that.
hey, it's funny how where the conversation went. We're just talking about seeds, you know,
I
and
know.
but it's awesome, man, because it is the foundation. I think, you know, the mind uh, and planting those good seeds in the mind, the garden of the mind. I
Exactly.
think that's a beautiful analogy. Um, yeah, so I have like, you know, right, like that whole outline here.
Hmm.
But you said something that you plan. So you said something that you teach your clients, you know, your fitness clients, coaching clients, uh, a breathing exercise.
Hmm.
And then I thought, is that something that perhaps we could do just right now?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
something simple?
yeah. It sounds simple,
Okay.
easy, and you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it like right away.
Okay. Not too intense, right? It's like
Uh,
it's
so
appropriate. It's appropriate for the
it's
Instagram live.
appropriate. Yeah, it
Okay.
is. It is. It is. So you know, oftentimes I find that uh, some people that I know and even my clients, you know, they drink coffee all day. They're
Mm.
like, I'm tired. I'm sitting on the desk. I'm gonna drink more coffee because I need energy, and I'm looking at numbers, and I'm getting tired. My brain's not functioning right. You know, oftentimes it's a bunch of things. You know, it's a lack of oxygen. You know, because you're sitting down for so long,
Mm.
and then you know you hunch over like this, so now
Yeah.
your lungs are not properly open, you know. So there is this one breathing technique that is called yogi coffee.
Yogi
So
coffee.
yogi coffee. So
I like that.
coffee for yogis.
Yeah.
So this breathing technique actually is gonna give you like a lot of energy, like right away, right away,
It's a
right
quick
away.
like boost of energy, like a,
A quick
you
boost of
know.
energy, yeah, and it takes only like 2 minutes to do it. We're gonna
Okay.
do we're gonna do 3 rounds. Okay, it's very
Okay.
short. That's very simple. That's very easy to do. Okay, so what you're gonna do is make sure that you are on a seated position. Don't do
Okay.
this standing up. Okay,
Okay.
and hold on, let me move the camera like a little bit here. What you wanna do is have your elbows next to your rib cage here,
Okay.
okay? And your hands on your knees here, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna raise your arms and spread your fingers as wide as you can. You're gonna inhale up. You're gonna bring it down quick. Yeah. So once when you bring your arms down quick, make a gentle fist.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna be spreading your fingers and your hands up, 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 up. Exhale hard, gentle fist. Good. Okay.
And
So
question is, do I inhale through my nose and exhale through my mouth?
yes, yes. So the inhale for this exercise is always through your nose,
Okay.
and exhale through the mouth hard. Good. And make that gentle fist.
Okay.
Okay. So inhale up through the nose, expand, gentle fist. Okay. So we're gonna do 15 reps. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, you can do this with your eyes open or with your eyes closed. I recommend with your eyes closed, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna do 15 reps. We're gonna rest with our eyes closed for about 10 seconds. I'll be guiding, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna do like another round, okay? When we finish that round, we're gonna rest for about 10 seconds. We're gonna do one final round, okay? And after the final round, we're gonna just sit in silence for about 20 seconds. And then I really want you to pay attention to what's in your mind and the sensations that you're gonna feel like in your body,
Okay.
okay? If you're feeling hot, that's okay. If you're sweating, that's okay. Any tingling sensation, that's okay. Yeah?
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna start, okay?
Okay.
So before we start, let's take 3 deep breaths, okay? So through the
All right.
nose, out the mouth. There you go. One more time, and exhale. Last one, and let it go. Okay, so let's begin now, okay? So we're gonna
Okay.
inhale, hands up, 1, 2, 3, and go. There you go. Exhale hard. Got 5 more. Go inhale, exhale hard. One more. Sit still, just breathe through your nose, keep your eyes closed, pay attention to your body. Okay, we're gonna do another round. 1, 2, 3, and go. Inhale, exhale. Spread your fingers, exhale hard. Got 5 more, let's go. Inhale, exhale hard. One more. Rest for a little bit. Breathe through your nose normally. Pay attention to your body, your mind. We're going to do one final round. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, and go. Inhale. Exhale hard. Inhale as much as you can. Exhale. Got 5 more. Last one. Now let's pause. We're going to sit in silence now for about 20, 30 seconds. Be aware of your body and your mind. You slowly come back. You can open your eyes. You're ready. Take your time. How you feeling?
Good, good, man.
I like this technique. It's
Tingling. That's how I
tingling.
feel.
You feel some tingling sensations. You get hot, but your
Yeah.
mind's just like, your mind's really good. It's in a really good place. You calm, you center, you relax. How's your mind feeling now?
Settled. More settled.
Hmm.
Yeah, when I opened my eyes, it was just like, laser focus on you.
Yeah, and this tingling sensation that you're feeling is that we are sending
Mm,
more oxygen to your body, much more than usual. You know, because usually we are just breathing here,
right.
very short breath, very minimum, just the bare minimum. Now we're like, okay, now we are like sending a lot of oxygen to your body, and your cells are like, woohoo, we're gonna eat
Yeah.
now, energy, we like it,
Yeah.
so it's start feeling the single sensations and kind of wakes you up, but you're calm, you're settled, you're sharp.
Yeah.
So
It's like
you
the
can use,
10
yeah,
espresso shot, man.
exactly.
Without
And
all the shaking.
yeah, yeah, so you can use this breathing technique on the first thing like in the morning as you get up. You can use, if you're working and then you're feeling tired, that's gonna give you like a
Hmm.
little boost of energy, and it's all natural. That's just oxygen,
I love it.
So you can use that anytime. Just don't do it before going to bed, okay? But anytime
And why
during
is
the
that?
day, because if you're going to bed, you're gonna be able to relax, okay?
Hmm.
This exercise, you feel really good here, but your body now is ready for
It
your stomach to
oxygenates,
do
yeah.
anything. Yeah, you know what I mean? So you got energy now, and you're ready to do something now. You know?
Yeah.
So if you're trying to sleep, there's some other breathing techniques that we can do, but this one specifically is to give you energy. So you don't
Okay.
want to
The
drink
yogi
coffee.
coffee.
Yeah, you don't want to drink coffee before you go to bed.
Right.
I recommend to use this one breathing technique like in the morning or during the day if you're feeling sleepy, if you're tired, just like instead of getting more coffee or, just getting sugar, try this
Yeah.
breathing technique first, see how you feel.
Do you do this like once or twice a day?
So you can do at any time that you need energy. You can do 3, 4, 5 times a day.
Hmm.
Okay. If you feel like you need energy, if you're having a hard time concentrating, like or something, if you
Yeah.
if you gotta read something for work, or if like studying and it's hard to concentrate, you can do this breathing technique. Is gonna help you with focus
Sure.
and energy.
Yeah. It reminded me a lot of just, it reminded me a lot of Wim Hof.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the same idea,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And I heard about Wim Hof a few years ago. I was like, okay, cool, I didn't really give too much attention. But just recently, I saw actually Djokovic, the tennis player,
Mm-hmm.
interview Wim Hof.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, you know what? Let me listen to this. And then I heard Wim Hof's story of how he got into it. And it was just amazing, man. It was like, wow, okay. It got him off of this crazy trauma he went through
Mm-hmm.
in regards, to his wife's death. And being just breathing and being the ice cold is what, got him to be present and get out of the mind, out of the trauma, right? Um, Anyways, I thought it was just someone I should honorably mention here, since, it's basically the same idea. And I came across So then I looked up one of his guided meditation, breathing meditations or breathing, exercises. And I did a few times in the past like couple weeks.
Hmm.
So it's really cool that now, you're bringing it up again. And I think as we evolve now, in a society, I think it's becoming more and more of a talk, right? And it's becoming more relevant, more important for us to pay
Hmm.
attention at our breathing.
Yeah, and one thing that I really like about breath work is that there's a lot of people that they try to meditate, but they can't.
Mm,
They just try to sit still, just like, like my mind's racing. I cannot
sure.
really stop thinking about X, Y, and Z. I feel anxious, like I'm stressed, and all that
Hmm.
stuff. So for those people that they cannot really meditate, try some breath work because the monkey brain that's always busy, right? Busy thinking,
Yeah.
thinking, thinking, thinking. So when you focus on a breathing technique, now you're giving the monkey brain like a job. So now the
Mm.
monkey
He
brain
gets busy. He gets busy.
gets busy. Exactly, So the monkey brain now it's busy, doing something, okay? Focus on the breathing, counting how many breaths you're doing, all that stuff. So it's much easier for you to be on the quiet place
Yeah, I
uh,
like that.
with like
I
breath
like that
work.
analogy too. It works.
Yeah.
You have like a monkey child in your brain, and you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta discipline it. Give it something to do and
Yeah,
give you
exactly.
space. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um. Well, we didn't even look really at the outline. We got another like. Do you want to keep going until the live is over, which is about an hour? So we got another 14 minutes.
Let's
Is
keep
that
going. Yeah.
cool? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Um. I didn't even look at the outline we prepared here, but here we go. I'm gonna look for it for another question. We talked about mindset. Um, okay, can you talk a little bit about what is your diet based off, like sort of like your philosophy or your idea on diet, or
Hmm.
how you eat, when do you eat, type of
Hmm.
thing, um, and why?
Hmm.
Because I know you're
So
super like I learned a lot just the few conversations we've had in the past as well, just about diet and food and all that.
yeah, so I was raised like in Brazil, so I was raised to eat meat.
Sure,
Like in Brazil,
like me.
we eat meat on every single meal. It's a common thing, it's a culture thing, it's a belief system. And then when I started exercising, I became more conscious about, sugar, too much meat, just not eating like products that are man-made, basically,
Sure,
right? And then after I started working with plant medicine, that's what was like, boom, you know what I mean? So nowadays, my diet is very simple. When
mm.
people talk like about diet, they create this huge mystery. This is so
Super complex.
complicated. You gotta be in your proteins, your carbs, and then your macros, and then you gotta calculate the numbers, how much this, how much that. I don't really do that. What I do is I basically listen to my body of how much I should be eating, but I focus on basic things. I just keep really, really, really simple. So my diet is basically fruits, vegetables, lots of water, uh, and grains. Some people don't really like grains. I do well.
I love
Um,
grains, bro.
Grains. So,
I love rice and beans.
rice and beans, lentils. I love
Quinoa,
lentils.
yeah, lentils is
Lentils,
amazing.
quinoas, that's really good. So I do grains, fruits, vegetables, and once in a while, I mean, I'm flexible with my diet. Okay, so I also eat eggs uh,
Sure.
and and fish like sometimes. So for 3 years, I had no meat, no fish, no eggs, no nothing. And nowadays, I'm a little bit more flexible. So, maybe I'll eat chicken maybe like once a month, maybe less. Or maybe I'll eat a little bit of meat once a month, maybe less. But I
Sure.
basically focus on fruits, vegetables, and grains, green juices. That's
Yeah.
it. Very simple. Very simple. Healthy fats, obviously, that's
Yeah.
really good for you.
Avocados
Avocados,
and
nuts,
coconut
uh,
nuts.
coconut oils. Yeah, so that's good for your brain, and I like the fruits, because that's good fiber um, for your body. So my diet is very simple, very simple. I don't overcomplicate it,
Sure.
anything. I don't count any macros. I don't do any of that stuff. I listen to my body. Those days that I know, so if I'm gonna go to the gym and lift weights and then I'm gonna go run later, I'm gonna eat more those days
Yeah.
because I need more fuel, I need more energy. If I'm just resting that day, I'm not gonna eat like as much. So I'm very flexible with my diet. I listen to my body, but I mainly focus on real foods, foods from the earth,
Sure.
because that's
And do
historic.
there's like yesterday I listened to a conversation by Guru Sadhu, right? Forget his exact
Sadhguru,
name. Sadhguru.
Sadhguru, Sadhguru.
And he talks about having like 8 to 12 hour intervals between when you eat. And
Hmm.
I wanted to get your intake. I can give you my opinion later how I do it or what I think of that. But I wanted to see, like, are you doing that whole thing of like eating just only once a day? Because I even heard Wim Hof also talk about that. He only eats once a day, and then that's
Hmm.
it. He's just drinking water for the rest of the day.
Yeah, so obviously there's a lot of health benefits of doing that, but my take is pretty much this sleep take. You got to find out what works
Right.
for you. You know,
Absolutely.
uh, some people only eat just once a day and they're fine. Some people need to eat twice a day. Some people need to eat 5 times a day. For instance, if you are an athlete, you cannot really just eat once a day. You
No,
need more,
I
you
could
know.
not see that. Yeah.
So it depends on your lifestyle. What do you do? That's going to determine. Now,
Sure.
if you're somebody who, you got a full-time job and you exercise maybe 3 to 4 times a week, um, I would say, it's important for you to give like a break to your like stomach and to your organs, right? Because digestion takes a lot of energy out of the body, you know. So sometimes I do fast for 16 hours,
Hmm.
16 hours, and then I'll eat something. So there's a lot
Why
of
16
studies.
hours opposed to like 24
Uh,
hours?
because, I mean, 24 hours, that's also good. It's really good, actually. Sometimes I do 3 days water fast. Uh, but the 16
Hmm.
hours, it's when like your body is going to be releasing good hormones that's going to help you get healthier, you know. That's the studies that they did. So it's going to help you with certain hormones inside of your body,
Yeah.
and it's going to give like a break to your stomach. So now instead of using all this energy to break down food and digest food, now this
Yeah.
energy is being used to repair like your body,
Absolutely.
and just like with everything else, things need like a break. So if you're always eating, always eating, always eating, like eventually, like the machine, which is your like stomach, is gonna get sick, is gonna
Yeah.
break. So you gotta give it rest. You gotta take care of it.
Yeah. I um I eat 2 meals a day, two like solid meals, but they're based on a salad. They're based on just greens, right?
Mhm.
And then I just put like either carbs or protein on top if I to complement. It's just like raw greens. Maybe I'll put like apple cider vinegar just to give it a little something. And then let's say if it's like breakfast, I'll do like a couple eggs on top or whatnot. And
Mhm.
then I eat 2 meals like that basically. So, and I basically eat the same thing every single day. It's just very keep it simple, everything as you said. And then, but like I just feel like that wouldn't be enough. for the amount of activity I do. So in between those, right when I wake up and in between those two meals, I make like a smoothie that is just like greens, but with like a banana, you know,
Mhm.
maybe a strawberry and some blueberries and superfoods or whatnot, and that kind of keeps me going. And it gives me, I don't know. That's sort of like where I'm at these days, you know.
Yeah, so you gotta find out the diet that works for you. You know, nowadays we have all these crazy diets, that people try to follow, but um, most of them are not sustainable long term, right? If you do the keto diet, it's not sustainable for you to do it
Yeah, I
forever,
cannot.
right?
Yeah,
So you might get some results, you might lose some weight, you might feel better, all that stuff, but it's not sustainable long term. So
yeah,
what I tell people is don't do any diets, but find out like a diet that works for you. So make that like a lifestyle,
absolutely. Yeah,
because the word diet means that there's an expiration date. Diets for,
yeah, that's the
diet,
connotation with it. Yeah,
yeah, like 3 months diet, 6 months diet, like whatever.
right.
But it's gonna end. It's gonna end, and then what do you do after that, right? So most people that they start a really hardcore diet, once when they finish, they gain all of the weight back because it's not sustainable. And plus, I like to be flexible with my diet. So once in a while, I'll have cheese, which is fine. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I'm not gonna go no cheese forever, no cheese for a year, no cheese. You know what I mean?
Right,
You know,
right.
because that could mess with your mind, and then you have all those cravings, and then so I like to be flexible.
Yeah,
I don't like to go like extremes too much.
sure.
So, once in a while, I'll treat myself with a little bit of sugar, maybe some cheese
Yeah,
or something. But it's once in a while, and it's just like, that's just like a little bit. And then I feel good, I don't have all those crazy cravings, and I'm not like, oh man, I cannot eat this or eat that. That
right.
sucks. Life sucks. So no, I would say eat mostly plants, okay, and then just have some room where you're flexible with the other stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I really like how you mentioned also the simplicity. You know, we tend to make these complex dishes and eat super complex and all kinds of foods, and I like the idea of simplifying just everything. You know,
Hmm.
diet, life, the home. You know, like the belongings you acquire, like
Yeah.
your activities. We got another minute, a little bit over a little minute. So is there anything else, Adriano? I want to give you some space to like share whatever like, message you want to give out in this last few,
Yeah.
minute.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. One thing that I kind of want to tell people, for those who want to uh, change your life, change your mindset for like the better, create like a morning routine.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really important. The way how you start your day, it's really important. Okay, if you start the day, you like stumble out of bed, and then you're snoozing, and then you're running late, and then you run to the bathroom, and then you just live in the house like in a rush, or just doing all those things, your day is gonna be like that. It's gonna be messy. It's gonna be all over the place. So I highly recommend like a morning routine, but you gotta find something that's good for you. Okay, don't try to copy somebody else's routine, because that may work for you or may not.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna share my routine,
I
something.
think we have like 20 seconds left.
Okay, so my routine is I get up at 5:30 in the morning every single day, and I meditate for 1 hour, and my meditation is separate into three different things. I meditate, affirmations, and breath work. And then I have my green juice, and that's how I start my day.